Good evening. Today we will see Nifty 50 analysis via Goodwill Wealth Management website. So first we will go to the equity segment. So starting with the equity segment in the NSE column. So the opening price of the equity market today was rupees 16,225.55 and the previous closing price was rupees 16,214.7, while the high price was rupees 16,262.8 and the low price was rupees 16,078.6. And from here we can see basically the graph in the time wise format, and from here we can basically choose a various time frame. Like for this we have the intraday, for this we have the weekly chart, for this monthly, yearly, and so on. And basically these are the advances and declines. So there were basically 484 companies in advances, which means these companies closed on the positive side, while the declines include 1485 companies which were closed on the negative sides. So after that we will see the sectoral performance of the indices. So for the top performers we have Nifty Financials, Nifty Bank, Nifty Automobiles, followed by Nifty Private Bank, and finally the Nifty PSU Bank, which closed at -0.3%, while the underperforming sectors were Nifty Media, Nifty IT, Nifty Pharma, Nifty Commodities, and finally the Nifty FMCG. Now if we want to have more of a general view, we can have a look on the global indices. So for USA we have Nasdaq, that is 11,535.27, and these are basically the change in the rupee format, and these are change in the percentage format, that is 1.59%. For Germany we have DJIA at rupees 31,880.24. For UK we have S&P 100, and for Japan we have Hang Seng. And if we want to look for some more global indices, we can just click on the view all indices in order to get the information. After that we have stock market statistics. So in today's market the top gainers were as follows: Dr. Reddy's, Kotak Mahindra, HDFC Bank, Nestle India, and finally the Power Grid Corporation of India. And this LTP basically stand for the last traded price. So for Dr. Reddy the last traded price was rupees 4,347.10, and the change in terms of rupees was 72.15. Change in terms of percentage we have 1.69%, and the previous closing price, meaning the yesterday's closing price, was rupees 4,274.95, while the low side of the Dr. Reddy's were rupees 4,256.45 and the higher price was rupees 4,375. And similarly we can get the information for the other companies in the similar fashion. For the top losers we have Divi's Lab, Tech Mahindra, Grasim Industries, Hindelco, Hindustan Unilever, and finally the ONGC. And basically the other columns have been already explained in the top gains format, so I won't cover it again. After that we have the volume toppers. For the companies we have ONGC, State Bank of India, NTPC, ITC, Tata Motors, and the ICICI Bank. And these are basically the volume and the number of shares that have been traded in today's market. For ONGC we have 19,141,394, and today's high was 157.75 and the low was 150.15 for ONGC. After that we have value toppers. Similarly all the columns are same, just as we had seen in the volume toppers, except the values are in the lakhs over here. So this is 0.02 lakh for Divi's Lab, 0.02 for Reliance, and so on for the remaining companies. After that we can go for the market details. So here is recent block, here is recent bulk, and there is basically the yearly high and the yearly low. So basically these were the companies that were listed in the alphabetical format, and you can just click on the view mode to get the information regarding more of the companies. From here we can get the latest news about what's going on in the market. So basically as you can see on May 24th at 3:27 p.m. Indian Standard Time, IPCA Lab slips after quarter 4 profit after tax declines 19% year to year to rupees 130 crore, and some other news. After that we can go for the commodities market, and from here we can see the market movers and the news and commentary in the commodity segment. And from here we can just choose any features that we want to know about. So starting with the multi-commodity exchange, we can first select a symbol, meaning we can select any of the commodities that we want to analyze. Like for example here we can see the gold. So the gold opening price today was rupees 51,069 and the previous closing price of gold was rupees 50,907, while today's high for the gold was rupees 51,120 and the low for the gold was rupees 50,880. And from here we can basically see the trend in the graphs based on the time format. And from here we can just select silver, crude, natural gas and other commodities that we want to know about. And from here we can see the change in terms of rupees and then again change in terms of percentage. This green sign basically means the bullish trend, and this red sign basically mean the bearish trend. After that we can see the stock market statistics. For the top gainers we have natural gas, and for top losers we have menthol, nickel and menthol. For volume toppers we have silver, crude oil and the natural gas, while for value toppers we have crude oil, gold and natural gas. After that we can see the market plus, and these are basically advances and declines that I've already talked about in the equity segment, and these are basically the new highs and lows commodities. So these are highs and these would be the lows. And at the bottom we can see the news regarding the commodities in the market. That can be pre-session, mid-session, end session, or the some miscellaneous news that you want to know about. After that we can go to the derivative segment. So basically in the derivative segment we have two features, futures and options, and from here we can just go to any of the column by just a single click. So from here we can select the instrument, whether we want to check the future index or the option index or the option strike or whatever you want to know about. From here we can check the symbol after selecting the instrument and the expiry date and the option time after that. So here we can basically see the derivative chart in the NIFTY format for the 26th May. So the opening price was rupees 16,206 while the closing was around 16,123, and we can know about the Nifty in 30th June and 20th July. Similarly we have Bank Nifty, CNXIT, and for top gainers we have PVR, PEL and HDFC in the option segment, while in the top losers we have Fin Nifty, Fin as in financial Nifty. Similarly we can see the options regarding top volume and top value. After that we can see the FIS statistics. So first we can have index future, we have the buy price in crores, we have sell in crores, we have net value in crores. After that we have index option. After that we have index option, the stock futures and the stock options, and these are basically the open interest increase and the decrease in the open interest, and these are basically the put call ratio format. And from here we can get the news regarding the derivative market. And after that we can just go for the mutual fund segments. In the mutual fund segment we have basically the three broad categories, that are equity, debt and hybrid. For equity we have different time frame, like it can be monthly, it can be 6 month, and it can be yearly. So for yearly format we can see that, so for the equity segment we can see that the equity in the automobile sector would provide us with 11.76%, while for banking it will provide us with -2.8. For diversified segment it will provide us 9.57. For FMCG it will provide us 20.71, and similarly for index it will provide us 3.89. And these would be for debt, and hybrid is basically the combination of equity and the debt segment. After that we have the best performers in mutual fund segments. So first would be DSP World Mining Fund Direct Growth, DSP World Mining Fund Simple Growth, and from here we can see the net asset value of these schemes and the rate of returns. The time frame, it can be weekly, monthly or yearly or even beyond that, so like for last 3 years and last 5 years. And these are basically the different scheme. It can be simple equity, it can be debt, it can be hybrid, it can be equity but in different industry like auto, banking, FMCG, index, infotech, media and so on. After that we can see the categorical returns of the scheme. Like for equity infotech, the monthly return would be -9.57%, the half yearly would be -18.4%, and for the yearly we have 13.92%. And from here we can see the mutual fund activity. and from here we can get the news regarding the latest improvement in the mutual fund segment. Like on May 24th, 2:51 p.m. Indian Standard Time, we have the news that DSP Top 100 Equity Mutual Fund announces change in fund managers, and similarly other news like that. After that, we can have the news regarding the IPOs. IPOs is just basically the initial public offering. With the chart, we can have the different time frame in the IPO returns. It can be monthly, 2-month, 6-month, and yearly format. So for example, like for yearly, we have this Venus Pipes at 7.9%. We have Delhi Various 10.32%. For Prudent Corp, we have minus 20.13%. And similarly, we can just look for the rate of returns for other IPOs, and these are basically the basis of allotment that the company has provided, and these are basically the closing date, and these are basically the upcoming IPOs that we can watch out for, and these are the IPOs that are still in the market, and these are the closed IPOs that had been in the market, and these are the IPO that are new listing in the NSE market. So we have Prudent Corporation, we have LIC, we have Sonu Infrastructure, we have Rainbow Children Medicare Limited, we have Campus Activia Limited, and these are basically the listing date, meaning the date at which these IPOs were opened. And these are the listing price. This is the high price, low price, and the close price, as you can see. After this, you can basically get more information regarding the company by reading their prospectus, from which you can get their annual statement or what their vision, mission, and target for the future is. So basically at the end, you can get the news about the IPO. Like on May 23rd at 5:31 p.m, this eMudra IPO was subscribed 96%, and similar other news you can get it by just clicking on view more option. So basically, yeah, that's all for today. Thank you.